If you're watching this video right now, probably 2024 hasn't really gone your way. Maybe you had a test that you didn't do so well on. Maybe you had a job interview that you didn't succeed. Or maybe you're just lacking the motivation to continue on with your goals because your goals feel so far away. In this video, I'm going to discuss some tips and tricks that you should equip in your everyday life to improve your year and to be resilient to whatever trials and tribulations that come your way. The first one, have a goal. And I think that's where many of us already succeed. We already have goals in our head, whether that is, I want to start a YouTube channel, or I want to have an academic comeback, or I want to start this new hobby, or whatever it may be. It can be anything. We're already on the right path, and I think that is where many of us can stop. We need to specify our goals. We need to have a system in play on how we ought to achieve that goal that we have started. So I encourage you to pause this video right now, grab a piece of paper or whatever. You can even do it on a computer, laptop, and iPad. And I want you to have a bubble at the top. And that bubble is going to say self-improvement. But we cannot stop there. And then under that bubble, I want you to write 5 goals. It's at least 5. Let's start with 5. You want them to be specific, but you still want them to be broad. For example, one of the goals can be working out. Another goal can be an academic comeback. Another goal can be learning how to play the flute, for example, or maybe how to play the piano, or maybe learning how to cook, how to draw, whatever it is. Have 5 of those goals. Now that you have those 5 goals, start with one of them. Now you focus on that specific thing that you're struggling with or that you want to improve in. Now, how are you going to go about improving? Doing practice problems, maybe reading more textbook. Whatever it is, you can do your research on how you ought to improve in that. And that's where you want to start. You want to have a goal in mind. How are you going to be consistent? How are you going to keep yourself accountable? Is there rewards? Is there punishments? Each person is different. So basically, how are you going to put these systems into play that you're going to be able to achieve that goal that you have set in your mind? After you've done that for all 5 of your goals, what is important is your why. Now, your why is extremely important because that is where your motivation is going to come from. Typically, many of us are motivated by extrinsic rewards. So that's external rewards, where that can be a parent or a teacher or a friend saying, I'm proud of you, or maybe that's whatever rewards. And those rewards are superficial. Basically, for motivation, you want it to be intrinsic. And this is where your why comes into play, because this why is your personal reasons for why you want to improve yourself. I'll give myself an example. Why do I want to maybe do better in my classes? Why do I want to continue working out? Why do I want to even start a YouTube channel, for example? Well, my goals is that, 1, I want to glorify God in everything that I do. So through YouTube, through my academics, through whatever other goals that I may have in play, that is my way of glorifying God. Whatever your why may be, write it down. And I encourage you to write it down because you can always look back at it and to motivate yourself. Because let me tell you, there's going to be times and you're going to wake up and just not feel like doing anything. You're going to be lazy. You're not going to have that motivation. And remembering your why, it's because I have a goal in mind. This is my reason. I want to do it for the sake of my family. I want to do this for the sake of my parents. I want to do this for the sake of myself. I want to do this for the sake of God. Whatever that reason, it's going to continue motivating you. And that leads us into the next part, mindset. I think mindset is by far the most important, because without a positive and joyful and future-looking mindset, I don't really think you can achieve all these other tips to their fullest extent. Going back to the scriptures, Philippians 4:13 says, I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me. God has given us the ability to dream and to achieve. And in order to dream and achieve, we also had to have this mindset saying that I can do this, that I'm actually able to achieve those things. Where many of us are falling short is that we're cutting ourselves short. We're saying that I can never be as smart as so-and-so, or I can never be as talented as so-and-so. I can never play as well as so-and-so. We're always comparing ourselves to others and we're cutting ourselves short. And I want to say, stop saying that to yourself. Whatever you say, it's going to be your reality. In the scriptures, it also says death and life are in the power of the tongue. Those who love it will eat its fruits. Basically, what it is saying is that if you're saying that I am stupid, I am not worth it, I am not ever going to get to this point, you're not going to get to that point because you're saying that. And what you say is what you believe. But when you yourself start saying that I am hardworking, maybe don't say that you're smart. Maybe don't say you're intelligent. Say that I'm hardworking, that I'm disciplined, that I have what it takes to achieve this goal. When you start with that and you start applying that positive mindset, this growth mindset, that although I might have this little barrier, this little struggle right here, that I can employ different systems to improve where I am to get from point A to point B, that will significantly improve the amount of work that you're willing to even put in because you believe that you can do it. And now that you believe it, that's who you are. And now you can actually start working towards that goal. But mindset is so much more than just this idea of believing I can do it. It's also how you approach the things that you're doing. I believe that many of us here, who are students at least, probably are not the biggest fan of school. I know I personally am not. But something which I have learned and is so true is your approach to school or to college, university, whatever it is so important. Don't look at it as a chore, as something that you have to do when you wake up in the morning, but think of it as this is a necessity. This is a tool for me to get from point A to point B. Although it is painful, I'm going to have a positive attitude and know that this is going to help me to get to that point. And that's why your mindset is so important. So I encourage you, in whatever you're going to do today, look at it more positively. Trust me, it will change your mindset and it will change how you approach school, and it will make your learning surprisingly more enjoyable and more manageable. Number 3, discipline and priority. Proverbs 12:1 states, "Whoever loves discipline loves knowledge, but whoever hates correction is stupid." There's a saying that says, you cannot eat your cake and have it. You cannot expect yourself to get an A on a test if you spent all of yesterday watching your favorite show. Discipline is sacrificing the temporary, immediate pleasures, knowing that if you do the hard work right now, you will be rewarded even greater in the future. It's this idea of prioritizing the things that are important in order to reach that goal. Both of those two come hand in hand. But knowing that that temporary suffering is going to yield to beautiful results in the future. Finally, I want to end this up as love the journey, not just the results. The results are good and the goal is an amazing thing to have, but you want to love the journey through it. Because if you don't enjoy the journey, it's just going to be torturous. And that's where we go back to the why. Why am I on this journey? You want to love the journey. The journey is hard. I'm not saying it's easy. I'm not saying it's enjoyable sometimes as well. Trust me, there's times when I don't want to hit the gym. But going back to that why, that motivating factor, is what's going to help you to love the journey at the end of the day. You're going to wake up some of these mornings and just want to hop onto TikTok or Instagram and just doom scroll. There's going to be times when you're going to come back from work or from school and you're just going to want to sleep. There's going to be times when you just don't want to do anything. The journey, you're going to fall, you're going to trip, there's going to be that log that causes you to trip, that might cause you to accidentally walk in a circle. But as long as you're consistent, your eyes are focused on the prize and you're enjoying the journey, picking up the beautiful flowers that are along the path and learning and enjoying your time, although it's hard, it's going to make the journey so much more enjoyable and the reward and the prize so much sweeter. So at the end of the day, 1, have goals. Be specific with those goals. Have systems in place to be able to achieve those goals. Number 2, be able to enjoy and have a positive mindset. Have a mindset which is willing to learn, willing to put in the hard work, willing to look at the bright side of everything rather than looking at the more not bright side. Number 3, be disciplined and prioritize, saying that I have to be able to do this thing today, and depriving yourself from that temporary immediate pleasure, knowing that at the end of the day that you're going to get something so much better. And number 4, enjoying the journey, enjoying the path, knowing that although it might not seem fun, and although it might seem tedious, and although there's a log that you're probably going to trip on, actually I can about guarantee you're going to make a mistake, have some sort of thing that makes you backtrack. As long as you keep on walking on the journey and keep on looking for the signs which show that you're closer and closer to the goal, you will achieve the goals that you have in 2024.